I've got the bowl set up on the lathe. This is a Sycamore bowl. I tend to finish that today if I can, make it deeper. Time is just after 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to actually turn it on. I'm just going to sharpen my chisels and wait till about 9 o'clock before I start, because I don't think it's fair on the neighbours. But this gives you an idea of the size of the lathe. The lathe has got a 150 watt motor and sorry, a 250 watt motor. It's actually bigger than what I thought. I could do with a bigger motor on it. And you know, you can't put this end stock, I think they call it, it's as far as it goes. But because I'm concerned about the size of the bearing in here, I shall actually support it in the middle as long as I can to take as much wood off. And then what I'll do, I'll finish it off with this slid all the way back. You can see there's only just enough room to get this in here. With a smaller bowl, this could go underneath the wood. It only just clears the deck. It's about 4mm gap, so it's at its limit, and there's quite a space here between where I put the chisel into there. I could turn that down or use a smaller one of these. I might do that actually, see if I can get closer in to take some of this wood off. That's as close as I can get in to the wood. If I took that out, I could put this whole one inside to finish it, but I want to get as much wood off as I can to take the strain off the bearing here. Right, I'm just going to show you the chisels. This is the chisels I use. These are normal wood chisels. This is a Stanley one I've had since the age of 14, I think. That's one I use. I use the chrome vanadium 12mm chisel on the lathe, and lastly I use this one, which is a 6mm chisel, which is quite a modern one, and I use this like sanding paper off a belt sander to actually strop my chisels to sharpen them on this flat piece of wood. It's all very crude, but as I say, I don't have proper chisels for use on the lathe, and I've got a set of carving chisels, which is one I use for carving, but they're not suitable for lathe use either. Now I stop the chisels when I'm using them, depends on the wood, about every 4 minutes, just to put a new edge on them. You see they become very shiny. I have to check the depth of the wood bowl to make it even. I use one of these Mitutoyo verniers, because it, as well as doing inside diameter, outside diameter, it actually can do depth of wood. So I use this to check the depth. Now I've finished wood turning the bowl on the lathe, and it's brought in the house now. The metal plate has been removed, unscrewed from the bottom, and it's been sanded down while it was on the lathe and by hand separately using different grades of sandpaper, and it's had its first coat of Danish oil, and that's got to dry for 24 hours, and then it'll get another coat. Sorry, it'll then get fine sanded with the finest sandpaper I have, and it will have 3 coats of Danish oil and 4 lots of treatment, and each coat is a 24-hour gap before you can do the next one. So it's quite time consuming, but it's coming up. I prefer darker looking bowls than this one. I was thinking of varnishing it, but as it's going to be used as a fruit bowl, I thought I'd use a proper Danish oil because it's food safe, where some of the varnish I use, like yacht varnish, isn't. And we shouldn't use it when it comes into contact with food.